As the first anniversary of Assassin's Creed Odyssey fast approaches, we would like to start with a huge thank you to our entire community for playing, discussing and sharing with us your favourite moments from the game. This month, we have a special anniversary gift for you, our final title update. The fuck is that? It's like a mix of the Unicorn Pegasus and Shadowmere from Skyrim, but purple. And why is there confetti in this image? Whoever made this was very clearly high. Can you blame them though? Even this Shadowmere Unicorn Pegasus crack horse is high. Look at him. So the news is in, the October update for Assassin's Creed Odyssey is the final update, which is the last time people would tag me in it going, hey, get a load of this crap, which is liberating news unto itself, as it means that finally we'll be free of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Oh, I feel really harsh saying that, but in a way it's true. People are always asking me to talk about it, going, compare this game to Odyssey and things like that, and honestly, when people do that, it hurts my head. And of course, Ubisoft couldn't bid farewell to their license to print money for the past year without a massive bang, so they got the local Ubisoft crackhead and made this beauty. You know how we're going to end our year support for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, marking that anniversary, that big moment? We're going to release another ridiculous horse skin, which is just a physical embodiment of all of the ridiculous horses that we've made so far. I call it Trump's America. Before we get to talking about how the discontinued support for Assassin's Creed Odyssey could be a good thing for the franchise going forward, I think it's important that we take a look at these stats that Ubisoft have posted with regards to player choices. Since this is an RPG, they've been tracking us. Now bear in mind that millions of people have played this game. Together, you sent over 20 billion enemies down to Hades. Hades is rather busy these days, so I wouldn't bother calling him. Across all players and playthroughs, you accumulated a total amount of 645 plus million hours of playtime. Over 48 million photos had been taken since launch. 80% of that is just me on my own. When faced with dialogue choices, you decided to go with the following options: friendly 68%, aggressive 32%, lies 34%, truth 66%, God 57%, human 43%. And I don't understand that one. That doesn't make any sense. God versus human has never showed up in the game. What are you on about? When offered, players chose to flirt 71.5% of the time, which means that out of the millions of players, most of them probably fucked the granny. I know I did. Which officially makes her husband the most cucked man in video games. It's also saying that for a total of 125 million hours we saw ancient Greece through the eyes of our loyal pet bird Icaros, and we've dismantled a total of over 107 billion weapons. Now, I don't know about you boys, but I care for neither of those accomplishments. It also says stay tuned for a full infographic with more of your accomplishments soon. And I don't know about you, but the concept of seeing how exactly I've wasted my time doing dull shit in this game makes me want to take a bath with my toaster. Hey boys, quick question, when did Razer make a toaster? Actually, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Now we get on to the part where I talk about the discontinued support for Assassin's Creed Odyssey being a good thing for the franchise and for me. Now this is the part where people comment, the video starts at 3 minutes and 20 seconds if you have no personality. It's part of the show, lads, lighten up. I think that support discontinuing as far as updates go for Assassin's Creed Odyssey being a good thing is mostly down to the fact that, love it or hate it, Assassin's Creed Odyssey has run its course. If anything, it ran its course 6 months ago and they've just been releasing the odd update post the DLC every month, with loads of little content either in packs that you have to buy or new missions that don't really add anything new and in my opinion aren't anything more than just tedious. We got the Discovery Tour last month and that was rather cool, though I fired it up, played 90 minutes and then never touched it again. And since there's nothing really interesting coming up for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, why continue to force pushing out this non-content and wind up alienating the player base in the long run? There's plenty of non-content in the game for people to completely ignore until they realise that they have to do it because it's a grind. So not having to support Assassin's Creed Odyssey means that they're eventually going to move away from it, and we know that they can't keep their hands off of Assassin's Creed for very long, which means the next Assassin's Creed is going to happen soon, which will almost certainly be next year. So when that game's out, at least there won't be any overlap with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which would just be a waste of resources. Quit while you're ahead. And since there's so much content in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, if you can call it that, and then sleep at night, there's really plenty there for new players to be getting on with, which means that they've essentially secured more sales in the future through that support anyway. So adding more to it will probably see minimal effect, so there's no point, don't do it. And Ubisoft know this, and the company knows that their resources are better dedicated to a new project as opposed to continuing support for one that's more than a year old. Now as far as I'm concerned, this is good news because A, I think Assassin's Creed Odyssey is pretty much a train wreck. Live support post-launch for games can have some negative effect on the game. For example, I've seen some great games tarnished by DLC that is just abysmal. And though I wouldn't call Assassin's Creed Odyssey anything close to great, I can call most of the DLC tough to like at the best of times. The more content you push out and the longer you keep this support going, the more people are going to wake up to the fact that they've just been doing the same thing over and over again for the past 100 hours of their playtime. And also as a personal thing, every time I talk about Assassin's Creed, maybe my viewers will stop assuming that I'm going to be negative. Stop being negative, it makes me cry. But I think the overall consensus is that Assassin's Creed Odyssey has been very divisive in the Assassin's Creed community, and it'll be good to put that behind all of us and then move on to something better. Hopefully an Assassin's Creed game that actually has assassins in it. But I think you get my point. Assassin's Creed Odyssey's support is discontinuing, and this is probably for the best. These monthly updates of just random nonsense isn't necessary, and gear packs, really, we do not need any more of those. What the franchise needs is a coherent direction, and love it or hate it, Assassin's Creed Odyssey factually never had that. So this is good news to me. Now we can move on from this game. So, let me know what you think about all this down in the comment section, but I feel as if I've said enough of my piece. So, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends and all that wonderful stuff, I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you all very soon with another video at some point.